Hey, what's up? This is Magda from Crypto Masters. Hope you're having a great day so far. In this video, we're going to talk about pumps. Need new pumps? Maybe a car pump? Anyone? Or a water pump? Just kidding. We're actually going to talk about pump and dump schemes in the crypto sphere and how to look out for them because they are a dangerous lot. Now, pumping and dumping a currency means pumping a certain coin, artificially raising its price and then dumping it. What does this mean? Well, beginning crypto investors, I'm not talking about you, of course. Well, they go on CoinMarketCap. You know, the website where you have all the cryptocurrencies and the token prices and all the info about where to buy them, etc. You also have the price increase or decrease percentages, right? So you've got the price fluctuations in the last 24 hours presented as a percentage. Now, when there is a 5 or 10% increase per coin, nobody cares anymore, which is actually quite interesting, by the way, because if you think about it, when you invest in properties, it's like 6% annually. Anyway, this kind of just shows how interesting the industry is, you know? So you've got people going on CoinMarketCap and they're like, oh, Ripple's a bit slow today. It's only gone up 7% in the last 24 hours. Well, anyway, returning back to the topic. You've got the beginning investor and they're looking at the coin market cap and, you know, they're sitting there scratching their heads, staring at the coin market cap thinking which coin or token to invest in. And suddenly they see a 4,000% increase on one of the coins. And they're like, oh my God, it's a Jesus coin. We should buy as much as possible and wait for the profit to roll in, right? Wrong. And sure, we've seen 10% price surges. You know, remember what happened to Ethereum last year? But that's the thing. This price surge didn't happen overnight, did it? It was a steady increase over a 16-month period. So, you know, you've got like a year and a bit for this increase to happen. This is more of a natural cycle. And so let's say we've got this crazy overnight increase of 4,000% on some low-key coin no one has heard about before. And then we have all these people who think that this is a great investment. You know, they represent the amazing investment philosophy of buying when prices are going up. All right. So people are like, okay, the price has gone up and I'm absolutely sure it will keep going up forever. You know, this is some weird logic because you see, when I go on CoinMarketCap and like, for example, I'm on CoinMarketCap right now, I'm actually quite happy when I see good projects losing value, right? So we've got Bitcoin, Ethereum, you know, these are prices that have been the lowest that we've seen for quite a while. And yet, am I like hanging myself because it's a crypto apocalypse? No, on the contrary, I ain't crying. I see this as an opportunity. See, I have no doubt that Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Ripple, and a bunch of other projects are worthy of my attention. I'm not losing trust in them just because there is a market slump, since markets do have cycles, you know, and this one's in even more of a slump because of all the negative ETF decisions that we've seen happening with the Winklevoss brothers ETF proposals being rejected and the SEC postponing their decision for this week's Vanex and Solidex's ETF. So I'm happy when prices fall because that means I can get on board, and I'm not expecting prices to jump up in the next week or in the next month. You know, I get that the market has its cycles, as I've already said. So I realize that there are realistic chances that the project that I will buy cheap now has, as I said, realistic chances of either returning to its earlier price range, maybe even exceeding it, or maybe even hitting an all-time high. You know, you've got massive like Bitcoin predictions happening now, saying that it's going to hit 50 grand by the end of the year. So it's a good time theoretically. If you think about the price that it's represented in the last year, this is a good time to buy. You know, we've seen this happen before, and why wouldn't it happen again, especially since we've seen what these projects can do. We've seen like their marketing capabilities. We know they can stir up a buzz and generate interest in the project. You know, Litecoin, Stellar, EOS, all of these guys, they know what they're doing. They know how to stir up a buzz, generate interest in the project, and as a result, increase the value of the project. So what you want to do is look at good projects that have lost in value. But many newbies look at what has increased. So they're like, oh, look, this totally unknown project has surged in price overnight. It must be a miraculous technological discovery that everyone overlooked. So they see the massive price growth, and that's when they get on board. But come on, this is against all logic. And this is when the stealing from the blind comes in. Now, sure, there are cases where you buy on an increasing price trend just before the price hits its peak, and then you sell. And yeah, you earn some money. But then that's almost like gambling, because how do you know that the price isn't peaking already as you buy it? You know what I'm saying? Remember also that the price change percentage is counted per 24 hours, which means that already there is a decreasing trend. Maybe there is a decreasing trend and the website doesn't know it yet, you know, so you don't know it. Because if let's say there was a giant increase of say 6,000% and the price started falling a bit. So the website's price change percentage would still show you an increasing trend. So when you go on CoinMarketCap to check the prices and you see the 4,000 price increase, you're probably convinced that the price is still on an increasing trend, when in reality it's actually falling. But considering the 24-hour time frame that the price change percentage is calculated on, it will still look like an increase. So where do these giant 6,000% price growths come from? Do genius projects exist that suddenly get discovered and skyrocket over 24 hours? Of course they don't. It's a pump and dump scheme. So what this is you've got a group of traders who have some kind of outreach, meaning they know some people, as in they have a network, and you know, they say to themselves, we're going to make stealing from the blind our job. And then all we have to do is select a small cryptocurrency, because it's pretty hard to do a pump on Bitcoin because it's just too big. You know, you pick a little currency for which you don't need massive capital. Right, so we get 4 traders. Each one throws in $100,000. So altogether, we've got almost $500,000. And mind you, that is more than enough to play around with a modest cryptocurrency. Anyway, there is something called the 24-hour volume on price market cap. Okay, check it out. So here you can see what the turnover is for any given currency in the last 24 hours. Now, the thing to notice is that the ones with pumps on them, so the ones that have like 5,000% price increases, are the ones on which the volume is really low. So back in January, when Ucash rose by 4,000%, its trade volume was $120,000. So over 24 hours, only 120 grand was transferred into the currency, and that was enough to drive the price up. Anyway, why do they do it? Why do they do it? Well, they buy a small currency and then they start selling it to each other, the traders, right? So let's say, for ease of reference, that the price of the currency was $1 when these 4 traders bought it. So one of them says he's going to buy it for 120, right? Another one of these. And then another one comes along and says he's going to buy it for 150. And then the next one says he's going to buy it for $2. And then for $5. And they keep buying them off of each other, kind of driving the price up. And yeah, of course, they have transaction fees to cover, as they have to pay the exchange for each transaction. So there is a cost, but they know exactly what they're doing. Because at the same time, they have a group on Telegram or on Facebook, and they announce that this afternoon we're going to do a pump and dump on a certain currency. We're not going to tell you which one it is, obviously. We wouldn't want you to earn loads and run away with our money, because we're the ones that are meant to, make money off of you. But of course, they convince these people that they're the lucky ones. You found out first. Now go tell your friends so you can earn money off of them. And these people really think that they're in luck. They really think that, they're the ones that found out first because they heard it from the traders. Though in reality, they're the blind ones that the traders are stealing from, because they are the ones buying that cryptocurrency for $4, when in reality it was worth $1 and it was artificially pumped by the traders. This is basically insider trading, right? So they do some free marketing for the traders by promoting this further, thinking they're working in their own interest. But in reality, it's already too late. The promoting comes too late. No one wants to buy anymore as the pump has stopped working. Some lucky few will earn some meaningless amount, but in reality, it's the traders that take it all. It is estimated that you can make some money on a pump and dump, though in the first 4 minutes. Can you imagine how fast this thing goes? And they don't announce which currency will be pumped until 5 p.m. because that's the way they've organized the scheme. So sure, if you want to steal from the blind, go ahead, grab some friends, borrow some money, start a group on Telegram or Facebook, talk some shit about a currency, tell people they'll get rich overnight, and trust me, there is nothing people want to hear more and nothing they will fall for more, unfortunately. They'll get all excited thinking they're sly foxes running ahead of the pack. And then you tell them, oh, what a shame, you came a second too late. And since I only told you at 5 p.m. which cryptocurrency it is, you have to go log on a crypto exchange. Okay, so basically what happens, they've told you at 5 p.m. which cryptocurrency it is. And you have a few seconds to log on a crypto exchange, check whether you have funds on it, because not every exchange deals in all cryptocurrencies. And there are very slim chances that you can actually make any money on it. It's next to impossible for the price of a small, unknown cryptocurrency to go through the roof overnight. I mean, sure, Bitcoin has had massive growth, but it's happened over a very long period of time. So if you see that a cryptocurrency has grown 6,000%, it's a good sign that you should keep the hell away from it. 90% of the time, you will be too late to hop on that train and you're just going to lose money. Save yourself the panic of having to sell it afterwards for cheaper than you bought it. It's always better to wait for price drops of good verified projects and then hold on to them, because in the long run, you can be sure to make money on them, because the project has, interesting programmers and an innovative idea. Unlike a random project being picked because of its small size by traders or inside traders. Because then if you don't manage to sell during the pump, you may never be able to sell it for a good price. So I wouldn't risk it. If you hear about groups claiming that they will tell you when to buy and when to sell, then remember that you're either an ultra fast buyer and seller, and maybe if you can manage to do it in 4 minutes, then yeah, go for it. But unless you are one of those impossibly fast sellers, you're just going to lose money. So stay away from groups like these. When it comes to 100% investment rate guarantees, it's only the traders who actually set the group up that can count on that, because only they know exactly what coin they're going to be pumping. They're already transferring necessary funds to pump that currency on the right crypto exchange, They're sitting there, the 5 of them on their laptops, they're ready, they've got great internet connections, they're waiting for that hour, and then they say to each other, yeah, time to steal, the time to steal from the blind has arrived. But what about us? Well, we also want to buy, hoping we can earn something, visions of being millionaires cloud our judgment and then we lose because we give our money to them. They've convinced us basically that a third group exists that they will tell us because we're on their Telegram, and then we will tell others to pump it. And we run off to other groups, say, hey, I've got insider knowledge. There's going to be a pump at 5:10. Yeah, because you know that it's going to be at 5, right? So you tell them 10 minutes later thinking that you're all sly and that you're going to have time to earn your share. And just to conclude, please remember about these two things. First of all, if a project sees crazy growth, crazy overnight growth, stay away from it. And the second thing to remember, if pump and dump groups are advertised to you, even if you're like, hey, they're being honest because they've called themselves a pump and dump group, then stay away, because no one in this group actually cares about technology, innovation, or about crypto values. It's all about greed and immoral cheating and trying to find the naive newbie who will buy coins from them even though they're just going to lose money. So please remember about this and save yourself, the trouble of losing unnecessary capital and getting stressed out. I know the vision of earning 6,000% is enticing, but remember that if something is too good to be true, then probably it is too good to be true. And finishing off, I would just like to wish you long and well thought through investments, and trust me, 10% per day, yeah, might be slow, but at least it's on projects that actually have something standing behind that coin and logo, some kind of value, whose price increases are actually caused by something, not just stealing from the blind. Thanks loads for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss anything, and I'll see you in the next video.